talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel that heat. Every finish.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? How's it going? Aaron Loves Wrestling here. How's it going, all my wrestling lovers? And welcome to the most loved podcast in the wrestling community today. Aaron Loves Wrestling. I am Dr. Love, also known as the American Cowboy, Aaron himself. And yep, I'm back talking TNA now. I had a great TNA watch along. I enjoyed the show. It was a great. I love TNA Impact. I'm gonna start doing more watch alongs, but I'm also going to review the show. So like next week, I won't be able to do a watch along, but I'll watch the show and then review it again next week as well. So I'm going to talk about TNA tonight. And I got to say, the opening match with Leon Slater, Cedric Alexander, and Jason Hodgman for the TNA X Division title, that match was solid. I love that match. And Leon Slater, I've been saying it, but even before he won the TNA X Division championship, Leon Slater is the future of not only the X Division in TNA, but also TNA itself. TNA is producing superstars, and Leon Slater is one of them. You got Ryan Nemeth, you got the Rascals, you got many other talent in TNA, many other talent in TNA who are rising up and being top superstars, top talent. And I love TNA. It's a great show. You know, they had their downfalls and they had their misses, but they're doing great as of late. I love this little warfare they got going with WWE and TNA, a legitimate brand warfare, and I'm here for it. I'm hoping it's going to turn into hopefully a PLE with WWE versus TNA. I think a battleground would be good. WWE versus TNA battleground type PLE. I think that would be good. So we'll see. See about that. But this match was good. Great match. About 5 minutes long, but it was a great match. Nonetheless, with Leon Slater putting his title on the line against Cedric Alexander and Jason Hodge. And I love that Swanton 450 by Leon Slater. I'm a big Jeff Hardy fan. I love the Swanton Bomb. But the Swanton 450, Leon Slater is great. And I love it. So I hope Leon Slater one day can win the TNA World Championship, not just the TNA Championship. He can win the TNA World Champion or TNA X Division Championship. He can be TNA World Champion. Hopefully we'll see that in the future because Leon Slater is great, and I'm here for it. I love Leon Slater. Next, we get Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander backstage, face to face. And basically, Cedric Alexander challenged Leon Slater in a one-on-one match for TNA X Division Championship. And later on the night, it was confirmed at TNA Emergence will be Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander one-on-one for the TNA X Division title. That match is going to be fantastic. I'm going to have to work that night, but I'll watch the replay and give my review of TNA Emergence because it's going to be a great show. So then we got the I think her name's Gabby Lapisha. I think it's how you say her name. Forgive me if I said it wrong. She's interviewing Masha Slamovich backstage, and that basically leading up to the Knockouts Championship match later on the night. Good pay-per-view. I loved it. It was great. Then we got the Knockouts Tag Team match with Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna versus Jody Threatening her. Ariana Grace. And I got to say, this match was good. I enjoyed this match. I really, really did. Again, this match went about 8 minutes long, I think. And we had a great match back and forth. And Victoria Crawford came out, formerly known as Alicia Fox in WWE. She came out and was watching from the ramp. And then you had Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna come up with the win. How's the building, by the way? What do you mean, how's the building? Building what? TNA, yeah. This Knockouts tag team match was a good match. Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna came up to win, but Jody Threat and Ariana Grace had a good match, or great in this match as well. This was a really good match. So moving on to Jake something backstage, he did a promo. He did a promo about Mance Warner, or about Steve Macklin and TNA International Championship, and then it looks like we're gonna get a TNA international title match with Jake something and Steve Macklin, which I love that TNA International Championship. I really do. I really love that TNA International Championship. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic looking title. Steve Macklin's been a fantastic TNA International title, and I thought it was a good match. I thought it was. Building for the card, the matches tonight. Now I'm going over. Just went over the triple threat for the TNA X Division title, the Knockouts Tag Team Triple Threat X Division title with Leon Slater, Cedric Alexander, and Jason Hutch. So Leon Slater came off with the victory. Knockouts Tag Team action, Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna versus Jody Threat and Ariana Grace. That's right, Santino Morella's daughter. Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna came out the victory. Solid tag team match. Now I'm about to go over the Rascals, another tag team match. There's a lot of tag team wrestling on night, not only for AEW, but at TNA as well. Props to Thursday, Tag Team Thursday. There you go. Let's get that trending. The Rascals, Zachary Wentz and Myron Reed versus Nick and Ryan Nemeth. And this right here was my favorite match of the night. This tag team match was solid. This went roughly around 7-8 minutes long, but still a solid match nonetheless. It didn't feel like 7-8 minutes long. It felt longer, but this match was solid. I loved it. And that move that Myron Reed gave to Nick Nemeth, the cutter on the outside apron, that one was amazing. You'll see my reaction to it. Go look it up on the TikTok, X, and YouTube, and Instagram, and Threads. I put it up everywhere. But I was watching it, and it was a great spot, great move. I loved it. But this match, the back and forth, and then between these two teams, it was great. Solid tag team match. Gave this match A++. But Nemeth refused to leave the ring. They did. And they were basically invoking the rematch clause for the TNA World Tag Team Championship against the Hardys. So, looks like we'll be getting at Emergence, the Hardys versus the Nemeths for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. And we'll see where this leads. The hometown man came out because Nemeths were talking negative about the Rhode Island. So hometown man came out. And then Nemeth attacked him. I thought somebody was going to come out to save him. They did later after the beatdown. It was the Rascals. They came out. So we'll see if we get the Nemeth versus the Rascals next week. So that'll be good. Yep, Dakota Kai could be going to TNA. Maybe AEW. TNA or AEW. We'll see. So we'll see where she goes. We got a lot of free agents. Adam Scherr, Braun Strowman is also a free agent. Dakota Kai, free agent. Many free agents out there. We'll see who signs where. I'll have news on that in the coming weeks and even get my thoughts about it. I'll keep watch of it. Mike Santana came out and he cut a good promo. Excuse me. He cut a great promo. Great promo tonight. And he's basically saying he's going to win that TNA World Championship. He will. And I think he will. I think he will. Honestly, I think he will Bound for Glory. That's where they're going to do it. I think so. You got Team 3D versus the Hardys at Bound for Glory. That's going to draw a big crowd. Okay, now you had a good solid show, a crowd at Slammiversary, 7,000 plus. I think they can get it between 8 to 10,000. Honestly, they can build this. They can build this and get it up to 8 to 10,000 with Team 3D versus the Hardys, and if you get the other matches lined up right with the women, maybe knockouts title, the knockouts tag team titles, the X Division Championship, the international. This is basically their WrestleMania. So it's going to be a big night. We'll see who returns. We'll see who gets signed. Dakota Kai, maybe even maybe Adam Scherr. You never know. Braun Strowman might show up in TNA. It's going to be the big WrestleMania moment for TNA. Yeah, he is going. So Mike Santana gave his good, heartwarming promo about his daughter. She was upset he didn't win the title, but he basically said he's going to make it a mission to win that title. So we're going to have Mike Santana on the road to winning his TNA World Championship, which I think he will. Mike Santana, just saying, Mike Santana is the future TNA World Champion. He's going to win it, Bound for Glory, and I can't wait for it. And I love Mike Santana because if you listen to the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, I don't know if anybody has, okay? But I have. And when I saw the podcast episode before Slammiversary, he had Mike Santana on the show. And Mike Santana was talking about how he was told that he was going to be basically a tag team guy, that he wasn't going to be a single superstar. He wasn't going to be this main event player, blah, blah, blah. And then look at him now. It's funny how many wrestlers get told that. They go on and be main event stars. Look at Undertaker. Way back, he was in WCW, and he was told he would not sell tickets. He would not main event a pay-per-view. Look how that turned out. Many people said that about Stone Cold, about Steve Austin. Many people said that about many wrestlers we have now that are legends and Hall of Famers in the business. And look at them. So I think Mike Santana is going to be the same way. Mike Santana is going to be a future star. I think we'll even see him in WWE. I think Mike Santana will sign with WWE and all, and be a top talent there. And his comments about AEW, they weren't really negative. He wasn't growing in AEW. Tony Khan really didn't have anything for him in AEW except for tag team wrestling. When LAX split up, Tony Khan didn't have anything for Mike Santana, which I think if he held on to him and pushed him as a star, that was a mistake by Khan, he would have been a top star in AEW right now. But it is what it is. Mike Santana, he left on good terms. So if he ever wanted to return, he could. So Mike Santana didn't really talk negative about AEW. He was just saying that he wasn't growing. He wanted to grow. He wanted to get better. He wanted to be a world champion. And it wasn't happening in AEW. So what did he do? He left. He left to go on the independents, became a big star in the House of Glory, and now TNA. So a lot of people were upset about Mike Santana and his comments. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. He wasn't being utilized at AEW. He wanted to grow. He wanted to be a top star. So he left and he went on to be what he is now in TNA and possibly in the future with WWE. And I'm happy for him. All this tribalism stuff, can't stand it. He came out and said things like that about AEW. All these AEW tribalists and marks, they started coming out and started saying negative things about Mike Santana and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, man. Be happy for Mike Santana. Be happy for Blake Monroe, Mariah May, WWE. She is a top talent over there. And she's going to continue to grow, develop, and get better. She's going to get on the main roster, and you're going to see her possibly become women's world champion or WWE women's world champion. Mike Santana, I think he's going to go WWE, and he as well is going to rise up to be a world champion. or at least the Intercontinental and United States champion. But I think Mike Santana's got it. We'll see. Next, you had JC Jane versus Masha Slamovich in the rematch for TNA Knockouts title. And that basically ended in a DQ when Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand interfered. And then they squared off against Fatal Influence. And then you also had Xia Brookside. Lee ran in to split that all up. And then the injury report. I love the TNA injury report. I do. I love the TNA injury report segment. I think it's really cool. It brings that sport atmosphere feeling, that sport feeling to TNA. And I wish WWE and AEW would do it too. I think it would be really cool. The TNA injury report's really, really awesome. I love it, and I hope they keep it because I think it's a good segment to give updates on their other injured wrestlers. Excuse me, y'all. There we go. But yeah, I think that TNA injury report's awesome. Gia Miller basically going to be returning soon. Moose, he's all right. He even wrestled tonight. Jake something, he's okay as well. Mance Warner, he'll be back soon. And Elijah, he got that torn tricep, and he's going to still be out for a little while, but I think we'll see him return Bound for Glory. And I love Elijah. Who wants to walk with Elijah? I love Elijah. So after that, we went on to injury, quote unquote, with the doctor checking on KC Navarro in his knee. AJ Francis and Trick Williams walk in, and basically the doctor told him he can't go. He can't go. So you had this 6-man match turned into a tag team match with Moose and Eddie Edwards versus AJ Francis and Trick Williams with Casey at ringside. We'll get to that later. So the Elegance brand was backstage, and Santino Marella said their interference in the match was unacceptable. And Masha Slamovich came in and tried to attack, and of course security pulled it back, and so Ash said she wanted a title shot. And next week, Santino set it up, and the winner will face Masha at Emergence. So Masha's going to get another shot at the TNA Knockouts Championship. It'll either be between against Ash by Elegance or JCJ. We'll see. I don't know. Do you think JC Jane loses at Emergence, or do you think she retains and we'll get Masha JC Jane one more time? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Then we had a Mara Sade segment, who's formerly known in WWE as Jakara Jackson with Lash Legend. She gave a good, and this was a good little video segment, and it's pushing her. So we'll see how this turns out for her. I think she'll be a great future knockout superstar, top talent, knockouts, probably even knockouts champion. So Mara Sade, we will see. But she's doing good so far. Order 4 came out. Mustafa Ali talked about the outsiders capturing the TNA title. Like I said, this TNA versus WWE storyline, this little battleground going on. I think this is great. I think this is really good. So I'm for it. It needs to be some kind of PLE pay-per-view, WWE versus TNA Battleground or something like that, or maybe just totally different new name. I don't think it just needs to be a pay-per-view between the both of them. Doesn't need to be exclusive WWE or exclusive TNA. It just needs to be like a WWE versus TNA type PLE pay-per-view. That's what it needs to be. So then we got Joe Hendry coming out, interrupted, and then he challenged Mustafa Ali to a match tonight. Mustafa Ali said no, but then they had it set up for next week. So we got Joe Hendry and Mustafa Ali next week, 1-on-1. Then we got the Sami Callihan interview backstage. He basically said he was disgusted with himself and everything with after the match with Moose. He said Moose said things that might have been right, and he said he hasn't been the same since he broke his leg. So he suffered many injuries throughout the years and body issues. But Sammy said he loves TNA, and being in the front of the cameras might not be what is best for him. What might not be for best for TNA. So Sammy going to retire? We don't know. Sammy said at Emergence he wants a match. So we'll see who will step up. Or he said he wants to face Mike Santana. So we'll see if Mike Santana will step up. And if he defeats Mike Santana, it'll be part of his comeback story. So we'll see how this goes. So then we had the main event. AJ Francis, Trick Williams versus Moose and Eddie Edwards. And this was a good tag team match. Good main event. I enjoyed it. Good solid back and forth tag team match. And KC Navarro even got involved in the match at times with his crutch. And you can even tell he was playing the injury. Wasn't really injured. Trick and AJ got defeated. Moose pinned Trick Williams. Moose and Eddie Edwards win, come out on top. This match was a good, solid 10-minute tag team match. Moose comes out on top and wins and defeats Trick Williams. So this will also, I found out on X here that at TNA Emergence, we will have Moose versus Trick Williams for the TNA World Title. That's right. Moose versus Trick Williams. I'm for it. And maybe we'll see Moose win the title back. I don't know. Do you think we'll see Moose win the title back? Or do you think it'll be Mike Santana taking that title back for TNA Bound for Glory? Let me know in the comments. But we got Moose challenging Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship at Emergence. We also have at Emergence the TNA World Tag Team titles on the line with the Hardys versus the Nemeth. Oh, wait, no, that hasn't been confirmed yet. So we'll see if that takes place. That might get confirmed next week. But we do have Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander for the X Division Championship. So we will see what else is in store for TNA Emergence. And, man, I'm excited. I'm ready for it. I can't wait. I hate that I want to work that night, but I can't wait. I'll rewatch the show and give my thoughts and reviews on it. But TNA, I love how they made a comeback. I love how TNA is back. I love how TNA is rising. A lot of people are hating on WWE talent winning the TNA championships, and it's all for the story. It's all for the stories to boost and elevate TNA. Okay, you just had TNA Slammiversary, about 7,000 plus, the most tickets they sold for a pay-per-view in TNA history. What is wrong with that? WWE is helping TNA. WWE is elevating TNA. WWE is doing their part with TNA to help them grow as a company. TNA is doing really well since WWE has partnered with them. I don't see the problem with WWE superstars winning the TNA championships. There are people saying that. A lot of AEW hardcore fans, complain about it. Well, what about Kenny Omega and Christian Cage when they won the TNA world titles back in the day when they TNA partnered with them? And I'm not hating on TNA at all. I love AEW. I'm not hating on AEW at all. I love AEW. I love TNA. I love WWE. But this partnership with WWE and TNA has not been bad for TNA. It's been great. It's elevated the company. I've seen people talk negative about it, about the TNA championships being held by WWE superstars. Okay. You know what's funny is that we're living this timeline where we're seeing a TNA title on WWE TV. I saw my favorite Shawn Michaels hold the title at one point, TNA World Title at one point. Something I thought I'd never see in my entire life. Being not only a huge Shawn Michaels fan in WWE, but also a TNA fan back in the day, I thought I'd never see it. But here we are. Here we are. And now you got the TNA World Title, getting the eyes on the not only the championships, which look great, they look beautiful. I love the new designs of the TNA titles. Well, they revealed them a year and a half ago, beginning of 2024, that I thought they would look fantastic and look great, and they have been since then. They look way better than the old ones that they had. Well, the recent Impact ones, I'd say. The old school TNA ones, that TNA World title, that was my favorite title. But I like this new one. But WWE and TNA, this partnership, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. WWE and TNA is doing great. TNA is doing great. I love that TNA is doing great again. I do. There are people, they were barely filling out 100 people a show, and then the pay-per-views was barely like 1,000. And now look at them. They have grown so much, and hopefully they get off of Anthem and get on a better TV deal where they get more ratings, more eyes on them. And then in the future, you have more attendance and more fans in their seats. I just love pro wrestling. I don't care if it's TNA. I don't care if it's WWE. I don't care if it's AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. The list goes on. I just love pro wrestling. So I love seeing the success of TNA. I love seeing the success of WWE. I love seeing the success of AEW, of New Japan Pro Wrestling. The list goes on. I love seeing the success of NWA Power. Look what they're doing. They're on the Roku channel now, and they're getting some exposure. I'm about to go rewatch that too later on. I love the success of all these wrestling companies, and having more alternatives is better and good for competition. TNA being around and even partnering with WWE, it's really big best for business for them. No pun intended. It's been really good for TNA. So a lot of these people talking negative about TNA and the WWE stars holding their titles, blah blah blah. Well, think about it. WWE is one of the top trending companies in the world today. Okay, I think they're number one on the search engine on YouTube. I think, or the top 5 or something like that. So you think about it. When someone types in WWE and then they go see this TNA World Title, and they're like, "What is that?" Then they go search up TNA, and then they go watch TNA, and they're like, "Oh, TNA is cool." Then they start watching every week, or at least try. They watch it and give it a try, and then when they do, now you have more people watching TNA. I mean, AEW tried to do it a few years ago. It just didn't work out that well. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's ain't no shade on AEW. But TNA, partner with WWE, has helped them, elevated them, and boosted their ratings and their ticket sales the way it is today. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm really glad, again, for the success of TNA. I'm glad for the success of WWE and AEW. NWA Power, New Japan. I love the success for all this professional wrestling that I get to watch and enjoy, and I get to get on here and talk to y'all about with on YouTube, Kick, TikTok, X, because wrestling has been a big part of my life since I was 11, 12 years old. So seeing more alternative companies like TNA, like AEW, they're just WWE, even though I love WWE, it is great for business. It is great for the wrestling, for professional wrestling. I love that TNA is getting better and better and better. Hopefully, we'll get to see them on a better TV deal in the future. Maybe even Netflix. Maybe we'll see them on Netflix one day. I do love the TNA Plus app. I love seeing TNA on the Plus app and watching it there. But what if we get TNA on NXT? I mean on NXT on Netflix or even CW. CW, they see the success of NXT, then WWE pitches like, hey, look at TNA. And then CW like, we probably fill that Thursday time slot with TNA. And then now you get TNA on a better station where they get more viewers. And then not only that, maybe they can travel, do when they can travel more in my area, please, so I can attend the show. TNA, if you're watching, come down here. So that's all I gotta say. Like, I love that TNA is getting better. I love the new titles. I love everything about TNA in this and how they're getting better and better and better, developing stars and selling out the arenas that they go to. I love TNA. Or if they're not selling it out, they're at least putting a good crowd in way better than they have before. And that's progress. And that, to me, is so showing the success of TNA, especially since partnering with WWE. I love I can't wait for this brand warfare between WWE and TNA on this PLE pay. And they've had a fair share of winning. They've had a fair share of winning and losing. Maybe we'll see a TNA star win a WWE title. I don't know. Maybe we will. If we don't, oh well. The TNA titles being on a WWE superstar, getting exposure on WWE, that's why they have the titles. That's what you need to understand. So that way because with this, that means eyes are going on TNA, these titles, like, man, those titles look great. TNA, what is that? And then they go search them up and they start watching. Some of us have been fans of TNA for years. Some of us have been fans of TNA since the early 2000s, along with WWE. Many are not. Many don't know about TNA. So seeing these titles on WWE Superstars, on WWE Network, as such as NXT, I mean, heck, at WrestleMania, and James Storm, he commented on a podcast one time that he was in tears because he never thought he'd see a TNA title at WrestleMania, let alone being exposed in front of that large of a crowd. Because James Storm loves the success TNA is getting. James Storm is why he was the reason I started watching TNA. He's my top favorite TNA superstar. I wish he'd come back for one more match as well. Maybe for Bound for Glory. Maybe James Storm come back Bound for Glory. But I love the success of TNA. I love it. Hopefully they come out with a new video game. That'd be cool. But let me know what y'all think. What y'all think of TNA tonight. What y'all think what's going to lead into Emergence. What y'all think it's going to lead even to Bound for Glory. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. So if you will, hit that subscribe button. Get me to 1,000. I'm at 134 right now. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. Subscribe. Share this video. Share my videos. Get them out there. Share my YouTube page. Because I just love professional wrestling. I just love sharing my passion and my enjoyment of professional wrestling. I've done a few AEW videos, but now I'm doing TNA. I'm going to get into reviewing even Monday Night Raw and WWE. I do the watch along with Devin the Tribal Chief, which go give him a sub on YouTube as well. I do a watch along with him on Mondays for Raw. I do my own for Dynamite and now TNA and Collision. I might dab in to NWA Power here soon. But we'll see. I got a family and I got another job, so can't do too much, but I'll at least get my review. at least get my review of NWA Power. I'll probably start that next week as well. Thank y'all for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button. Hit it. Like. Comment. Go follow me on X, A_L_W_ podcast. Air Loves Wrestling. That's the handle X gave me. Go follow me on Instagram. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on the socials. Go follow me on Threads. I'm trying to get 10,000 followers on TikTok. I'm at almost 7,000. Well, give me a follow there. And again, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for future episodes. Watch along, reviews, news, updates. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Comment your thoughts about TNA. Comment your thoughts about what happened tonight. Let me know. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all very much. Have a good night. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, all my wrestling lovers, just love professional wrestling. Love y'all. Have a blessed one. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel that